Good day. This is Rakhi Pande, and we're here to talk briefly about how to write comments for students effectively, what mistakes to avoid, and how to end up delivering an effective comment on the student's achievement and progress. So here goes. So now that you know the basics from the other modules, here are a few things to remember before you begin to write your comments. Genuinely evaluate the student's attainment and progress without your own teacher bias creeping in. This happens very often, and if there are students with certain behavioral issues, you tend to get biased, and that starts reflecting in your comments related to the child's academic progress. So it's more a mental state of mind for you as a teacher. Remember to distinguish the child's behavior from the child's academic progress. So be clear about that distinction. And when you're writing academic and subject related comments, do not include any behavioral concerns. Avoid negative statements. For example, don't write he or she is not good at something. Use a formal language uh, to indicate the same thing in a much more diplomatic way by saying needs improvement in or needs to work on. Remember to include the student's strengths, and we will not use the word weaknesses, we will say areas of improvement, both in terms of academics and behavior. You will be given a template. So different schools have different report formats. I've worked with 4 schools as of now, and each of them has had a very different method of reporting student comments. And as you know, most of the report cards now are online. So it's very important for you to ask and find out what is the word limit or the word count, because then you adjust your comment accordingly. So there are different types of comments. The main comment that you will write is related to achievement of students' learning. The second type of comment you may be expected to write is the attitude towards learning. So if you are a class teacher, you will write your overall class teacher's comment as well. And that needs to be a comprehensive one, which includes both types when it comes to academic achievement of learning related comments, as well as the behavioral and attitude towards learning comments. If you are a subject teacher, then you will be expected to write comments specific to the skills related to your subject. You may be writing comments at the end of every term, and there will be one comprehensive end of year comment also that you will be expected to write. So of course the kind of comments you write will depend on the age that you're teaching. Elementary comments are very different from the comments that are used for middle school or high school. And you will also have to have a separate type of comment altogether when you're talking about students with special needs, or if you're writing comments for an individualized learning plan. Okay. So how to write your comments? Like I said, one, you have to focus only on the student's academic progress. I've included some resources here that give you skill-based comments for your subject. So if it's English, you will write about reading, writing, listening, and speaking skills. You will write about analytical, numerical skills for maths, and so on. You will have to write about certain strengths and areas of improvement, both for academic, in which you can include comments about time management, participation of the student, uh, and their study habits. Uh, you will also write comments about strengths and areas of improvement for the child's behavior. And you can include comments related to the child's attitude towards learning, the child's personality, social and behavioral skills with other classmates. So please do check your comments. If you are a class teacher, make sure you've covered all three. And if you are a subject teacher, then you can focus more on the academic comments. Now, certain very important things to remember, and this is based on all my experience in this industry, in this line of work. Be diplomatic in your language and expression. What you write is a permanent record, whether it goes online or it is in print. So check your comments, read them at least 3 times before submitting, not only for grammatical errors, but also for the what you are conveying in those comments. Remember, you're meeting the parents during the PTM, and that is usually there, whether it's a virtual PTM or face to face. There are a lot of things you can say verbally, and it is always better to say a lot more verbally. But what you put in writing is permanent record for that child. And if the child has to leave that school, go somewhere else, remember that is what is looked at. So be very careful. And like I said, I think the most important thing is avoid teacher bias. You may be biased for a child or biased against a child, but make sure you're very objective when you write your comment. Let your comments reflect a growth mindset. That's a whole different training module, but there's a lot of information available about what a growth mindset is. Please proofread your work and do not hesitate to ask a colleague to help you. These are some useful resources. There are many, many more related to your subject. And all the best. I'm sure you'll write some wonderful motivational comments for your students and also those which are effective. Of course, please do ask your schools or colleges for the previous year's format to look at reports, because you may end up writing and it will not actually be required. Thank you so much. Have a good day.